Welcome to Luxury Logic, the #1 place for content about the extravagant lifestyles of the rich and famous. See, when most people become millionaires or even billionaires, it's usually pretty easy to figure out why. Musicians and actors get paid for gigs and brand deals. CEOs manage huge companies. Or people have an idea that changes the world and inflates their pocket. But what about the people who got lucky, though? Today we're going to be taking a look at 10 lucky people who got insanely rich from doing nothing. Before we get started, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. 10. Christ mocked. Kicking off our list in the number 10 spot is an anonymous woman from Compiègne, France, who had a 13th century painting just hanging in her house. When the unknown woman was preparing to sell her house, she brought an auctioneer along to appraise her belongings. The auctioneer, of course, noticed the painting, pointing out that it was a long-lost work of Cimabue. The painting was titled Christ Mocked and is actually just one piece in a series of paintings that depict the crucifixion of Jesus. The painting is worth around $6 million, making this anonymous woman wealthy before she even knew it. 9. Scott Amos. Coming in at number 9 is Scott Amos. Scott Amos was in Reno, cleaning out his childhood home, when he found a mysterious shopping bag from JCPenney. Inside was a receipt and an unopened copy of the video game Kid Icarus for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Despite only paying about $40 for the game, video game consignment director Valerie McClecky told Scott the game could be worth a whole lot more. Amos said he doesn't even remember buying the game, but it's about to bring him some good fortune, considering its estimated value is about $10,000. 8. Not fake ring. Coming in at number 8 is the story of another anonymous woman who got some hefty bags of cash thanks to an old item. Back in the 80s, this woman purchased what she thought was a fake diamond ring for just $13. She wore it every day for almost 30 years, never losing sight of it. All the way in 2017, though, she learned that the diamond was in fact real and was a 26-carat diamond at that. We're sure that anonymous woman is doing just fine now, considering the ring had an estimated value of $400,000, but ended up being sold in an auction at $847,000, over double the original value. 7. Sailors' families. Coming in at number 7 is a bit of a weird one and refers more to a general group than one specific person. See, hundreds of years ago, there was no life insurance. So when someone in the Royal Navy died, a rule was established that their name would remain registered with the ship, but their family could collect their paychecks. The families would be able to build their wealth without having to work at all, which is a great accomplishment for some, but probably a curse for them considering it comes at the cost of a loved one. At least, in the unfortunate event that a sailor couldn't return home, they'd rest easy, knowing their families would be okay. 6. Zach Bodish. When Zach Bodish was roaming around a thrift store, a painting that said Picasso on it caught his eye. He assumed it was nothing more than a well-done replica, but wanted it for his home anyways, purchasing it for just under $15. He later seemed to realize that it was a genuine Picasso painting, though the piece was never officially appraised, leaving a bit of an asterisk on that. Whether it was real or not, though, Zach Bodish made quite the profit with the painting, with a private buyer taking it off his hands for $7,000. 5. Painting on the wall. Coming in at number 5 is an anonymous man. The man had a hole in his wall that was a bit of an eyesore, so, like most of us, instead of going through the lengthy process of fixing it, he covered it up. That part of his wall had quite the glow-up in this process, considering the painting he used to hide the hole was a valuable 19th century painting called Magnolias on Gold Velvet Cloth by American painter Martin Johnson Heade. The man has the money to forget about that hole and buy a whole new house if he wants now, though, considering the Museum of Fine Arts paid him $1.25 million for the print. 4. Thea Jourdan. Coming in at number 4 is Thea Jourdan. Thea Jourdan purchased what she thought was an ordinary brooch for $27 and gifted it to her daughter Imogene due to her love of playing dress-up. Imogene apparently loved the brooch and wore it multiple times while pretending she was a royal princess. She wasn't very far off, considering the brooch turned out to be a piece of early 19th century jewelry. In fact, the piece was likely to have been part of a Russian Tsarina's royal necklace or tiara. The stone was a 20-carat topaz, acquiring Thea and her daughter an extra $5,000. 3. The Declaration of Independence. Kicking off our top 3 is the story of a man who found one of the 500 original copies of the Declaration of Independence. The man actually came across the document when he bought a painting for just $4 at a flea market. The painting ended up having the document nestled behind a tear in the canvas. After confirming that it was in fact a real copy from 1776, it was sold in an auction for an incredible $2.42 million. 2. Szechuan sauce keepers. Coming in at number 2 is another group of people, this time being people who held on to an old condiment. In 1998, McDonald's was offering a limited-time sauce called Szechuan sauce as a promo for Disney's upcoming Mulan film. In Season 3 of the sci-fi sitcom Rick and Morty, the characters bring up and discuss Szechuan sauce, which triggered some sort of crazy nostalgia for half the world apparently. Fans demanded McDonald's bring the sauce back so they could taste it for the first time, or taste it again for the first time in a long time. Some fans decided to take advantage of this craze, selling old packets of sauce on eBay. One person managed to sell his Szechuan sauce packet for $15,000. 1. Loren Krytzer. Finishing off our list in the number 1 spot is Loren Krytzer. In 2012, Loren was going through a pretty tough time, losing his leg in a near-fatal car accident a few years earlier, and trying to survive off of just $200 per month. One day, he was watching something called the Antiques Roadshow when he saw a blanket valued at around $500,000. He quickly realized he had the exact same blanket just taking up space in his closet. He decided to take what he now knew was a Navajo blanket from the 1800s to an auction and managed to sell it for $1.5 million. This concludes today's video on 10 lucky people who got insanely rich from doing nothing. Did you already know about any of the people on today's list? Do you know anyone else who made some cash by seemingly doing nothing? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. This has been Luxury Logic. Thank you for watching.